Decorating Pages is a podcast dedicated to taking you behind the scenes of the designs of your favorite TV shows and films. Each episode, I'll be sharing design stories from some of Hollywood's most famous sets. Interviews from set decorators, production designers, directors, and actors about creating the look of TV and film, about their design inspirations, and stories that take sets from page to screen. Welcome to Decorating Pages. I'm your host, Kim Wanup. In this episode, I'm recapping the awards season and talking with production designer James Pearse Connelly. At the ADG Awards, I did see production designer Annie Buchamp and Patrick Totopoulos. Those interviews you can catch on prior episodes. I'm so mad. I ran into Annie at the elevators and I forgot to get a picture with her, but I did snag one with Patrick, so I'll put that on this show's episode blog post. You can check it out, among others from the night. It was really fun. We got to do the red carpet since we were nominated, and I definitely tried to work the room for some other podcast interviews. So I got some of you out there to promise, and you know who you are. I'm holding you to it. Unfortunately, The Good Place did not win. We were pretty bummed because I believe it's the last time that we are eligible for the Art Directors Guild Award, I think. And it definitely would have been a great send-off for this show. Our finale aired that same week, and we were definitely kind of on a high. Thanks to everyone who liked and retweeted all my tweets during the finale. It was really fun to interact and show some of the behind-the-scenes pictures of the sets and the graphics. People really got a kick out of that, and I'm always so happy to share, especially Graham Radcliffe's work. He's really unsung hero. Check out my personal Twitter for that, at Kim Wanup. I can go a little bit into losing twice to Russian Doll, but I think you'll hear enough of that on this episode. James and I got to go through each category, and we discussed the winners and who we liked and who we think should have won, and we talked for like 3 hours. I did have to edit this a bit because we just kept talking like two big TV nerds. We had a lot of fun, and I have a whole other episode with him. I'll put that up in 2 weeks, and we talk about his career and the crazy amount of shows he does each year in the variety world of design. Right now, he has shows airing like The Masked Singer, The Voice, Making It, Nailed It. He took over Project Runway and Top Chef. He has so many shows. I did make him count, and thankfully he could put his thoughts out for this show, and we had a good time, so I hope you enjoy. Okay. So I like that it invoked those emotions, and I thought it was well done. I wasn't nominated for production design, was I?
So who won for production design for Oscars? Do you know?
Yes.
I can't remember.
It was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes. That's true. I watched it.
So let's start with the ADG Awards, Excellence in Production Design for Period Film.
Okay.
The nominees were Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I saw all of them but the Joker. What was your favorite?
I did not see 1917.
Oh, wow.
I know. Because I keep waiting to see it in the theater, and I'm missing out.
Didn't need to see it in the theater. I will tell you one thing that I thought about the single shot. Beautiful. Loved it. Greatest movie ever. It was a little hypnotizing. It actually, with one fluid movement.
Did it kind of exhaust you?
You sort of got a little bit entranced, and it was a little slow.
Well, I believe that.
Where you were like, just give me a cut to wake me up.
I love Sam Mendes, but
I love him. I love his work.
I thought 1917 was going to win, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won.
I'm glad Once Upon a Time in Hollywood won. I thought it was super deserving. And really I thought I thought it was really great. I thought
I love that movie.
The variety of locations.
Yeah.
I loved that movie. I loved the story that it was based on. Multiple stories. I thought it had a great layer to it. The period was excellent. I loved to watch the story, and I liked to watch the little details that they nailed.
Yeah, like him on the set.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Or like them at that ranch.
Yeah.
That
the Charles Manson ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And then him in his house in the hills. And then the cars. And then driving down Sunset. Everything was nailed so well that I actually thought while I was watching the show, where did they find the research for this? This is so good.
Do you want to know where?
Ooh, tell me.
Well, a little bit of it is my PA, Lauren Baker, was the research assistant for...
Oh, cool.
Nancy Haig, the set decorator. So she does... That's like a whole new position in the world. Is researcher. Like we have one on American Crime Story right now.
I was a researcher on Santa Claus, the movie. And I was literally saying to a girl who interviewed today in my office, she was a researcher on a Marvel movie, and I was like, I just want to pause for a second with you. It's the best position ever.
I would die for that position right now.
So cool.
Right now I would do it.
I was of age 23, 24, and was drinking my way through being a researcher.
Were you at the Warner Brothers research with the old dude?
Downey Studios.
Yeah, but did you go to Warner Brothers to their research library?
I went to Disney Imagineering with white gloves and touched original, all of 24 years old, original Mary Blair paintings. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what am I doing right now? That was an amazing experience. If only I could do that again.
I was a PA on this show called American Dreams, and we had a ton of research done for the 60s of Philadelphia. Uh-huh. And so I got to go to the Warner Research Library, which was in a basement in Burbank.
Wow.
And this one dude worked there, and he would come out with the white gloves and you would call ahead, tell him what you were looking for, he'd pull it all. And then I would go through a ton of shit, copy it, bring it back. I loved it.
Do they copy it for you, or you copy it? Or
I believe I copied it.
Because back then you didn't have phones, so
yeah.
They color copied it for me. But I mean, could you take photos of it with your phone?
I didn't. It was
Fuck! I would die to go there.
It was 2004 or something.
Yeah, right, exactly. Back in the day,
they don't even have it anymore. They got rid of it.
Oh,
it's so sad. Where did that guy go? That was his job.
I know. Well, I know it's a sad state of affairs in Trump America.
I am glad. Yeah, I am glad that 1917 kind of didn't win, because a war movie is a lot of work, but we had a lot of war movies that win production design. I'm glad that this 60s fun. I thought Jojo Rabbit was great and well designed. I think it was a little over designed.
Fair to say that the two war movies canceled each other out?
Yeah.
It's possible.
I would say that.
And then Joker, what about the design on that? I didn't see that, self-admit. I did not see that. I didn't realize it. Do you know what I mean? That's good.
No, that's a compliment in itself.
Yeah.
But let's move on. Okay, so fantasy. Ad Astra. I saw that.
I did too.
Poor Brad.
Why did everybody hate that movie?
What do you mean? It was.
I got through it. I thought it was.
Look, everybody got through it, but it was so dumb.
Yeah, it was a little far-fetched. The dad is out in...
He didn't have to make that message.
Neptune or Uranus or something
but
weird.
He didn't have to make that... The dad doesn't know his voice. Anyone could have made that... Come on, James.
I know. It was it was an adventure movie.
And it was a lot of close-ups, and it was beautifully done. And the sets, I thought, were beautifully done. There was a lot of money put into that movie, and
I actually thought it was pretty impressive what they did.
Oh, yeah.
The space stations. I actually can't...
Driving on the moon...
What is the difference between VFX and production design? At what point are we that was a VFX movie?
Well, I'm going to tell you this when we get down to Maleficent.
Okay.
Because I talked to the production designer. Aladdin, I didn't see.
Me neither.
Avengers Endgame, I watched on a plane. Oh, sorry.
Didn't see. I kind of phased out of the Avengers a little bit before the end. It was when the silver guy came down with the cape and Ultron that I was like...
I'm out.
Yeah. I'm good. I know that was one of their weakest films, but...
I didn't see...
No more silver people with capes.
I didn't see Dumbo. I can't do it.
Oh,
Just
I didn't
because
see
right
that
now I can't do it. when I was pregnant, I would listen to Baby Mine, and even right now, like if I listen to Baby Mine, I'll fucking lose it. I can't imagine anyone being mean to your child, and then you write a song about it. Like it's the most
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
sad thing. So I can't watch Dumbo right now. Maleficent, I watched.
Okay.
Mostly because I interviewed the production designer, Patrick Tatopoulos, who was so generous to come on. And I asked him about, like, so where do you stop and where does that begin? And he said it's very collaborative. He said it's very much you're coming up with design, and then it's a tremendous amount of research also because, like, in their world, they went to, like, Maleficent's, like, origin sort of story and where she came from, and it's birds and how he researched birds, and then they came up with these nests, and that's all visual.
Yeah.
So he was very...
I met him at the red carpet, too.
So nice.
Yeah. He didn't do the first one.
No.
Yeah, which was, I thought, fascinating.
Yeah. But so much work. Wait, do you know about him?
No, I don't.
Yo, his first movie...
I mean, I had 2 minutes with him, and then I was like, go get a drink. See you later.
His first movie... His first production design movie was Independence Day.
Oh, wow.
Do you know... James.
That's massive.
That was the biggest movie of our day, like, at the time. Like,
Yeah, I remember.
So, because he was, like, a creature puppet person and, like, all this stuff, him and this other guy got... I don't remember his name... hired to do Independence Day because the aliens and like the spaceships and like all that integrated with like real sets.
Right.
And that's how we got into it. And now he just does like huge movies like one after another. It's incredible.
Wow, I had no idea. Wow. That was such a massive movie. I remember like...
It was like the biggest thing.
Yeah,
like,
it was the biggest thing.
Like,
it was the biggest summer movie.
Yeah.
It was a really cool movie.
You watch it now and you're like,
yeah,
right.
I know. Well, as a kid, though, when it was out in the 90s...
I saw it like 2-3 times in the theater.
I know, it was so massive.
6, I was there.
It was so cool.
Oh, yeah. And then the last one in this fantasy category was Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. I'm a fangirl.
Me too, same.
I love Star Wars.
Love Star Wars. What did you think? It's okay, safe space. It's okay. Open up. We just talked about all this stuff.
I think, all right, number one, I'm strangely attracted to Adam Driver, and I don't know why.
Okay.
I hated girls. I stopped watching it. I hated girls. Okay. But there's something about him, I think it's the voice, where I'm like, okay, bro. Okay. So I like that he's this character. Okay. I like that casting.
Yeah.
I think it appeals to a lot of people.
This was, to me, too much movie. And they had a lot of time, too. It was a lot, but there was so much to wrap up, and it was just one heavy beat after the next heavy beat, and it went back to some of the prequels where it was like this space opera of this, like, all these insane... Leia's dying and all this stuff, and it's here or there, and you were like,
but wait,
oh
did you see the kiss coming? I didn't. And I was kind of happy about that. I was like, oh, cool.
I was just, like, numb all over. I was just in this ride. By that point,
yeah.
You were just like...
Yeah. I'm disappointed, but you're
mildly disappointed.
Never gonna...
I can't believe I said that.
I'm never gonna have a Star Wars... You're never gonna have another Star Wars.
When we voted for the ADG Awards, the movie hadn't even come out yet.
But did you have a screener?
No.
Well, how does that work?
I don't know.
You got a flaw in your system,
unofficially, according to rules, but I was like, oh, that's going to be great. And I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Check. Yeah, that's how it got there. We didn't get a screener at the Guild.
Because it came out at, like, Christmas, right?
Right. And we voted before.
Yeah, but the voting didn't end till like first week of January.
For feature films, yes. But by that time, most members had voted. Let's be honest.
All right, there was a little hole in your story there.
Nevertheless, though, it had so much anticipation.
Oh my God, yeah.
And you just couldn't say no.
Listen, I know the decorator. I have said to her, Wow. I am in awe of you. I don't even know where you begin.
Oh my God.
Where do you even start? Like, this is incredible. Like,
Who, he, she, who was it?
It's Rosemary Brandenburg.
Oh, I love Rosemary Brandenburg. Yeah. So how many has she done?
No, that's the only one she's done.
Oh, wow.
I am in awe of just taking on a project like that. And when asked, like, what project you would ever want to do, I would say Star Wars.
Yeah, me too. Well, they're almost done.
No. Not this. Star Wars. The first one.
Right.
When you created something.
Right.
So something like Star Wars, where you created a genre, you created a look of, like, futuristic but dirty, genius.
Well, Rosemary's at that level, though. She's done...
Oh, my God, yeah. No. She is.
Mage Von Mage stuff.
I'm saying it's not... You're not reinventing anything at this point.
No. It's some research on the films.
You're continuing this legacy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you're creating stuff.
Yeah.
You're creating something new. But the audience is in there.
Yeah.
The audience is there.
It was happening all so fast, the audience probably wasn't paying attention to anything.
I actually liked the one before this.
When Leia flew through space?
Yeah. But when
probably.
Luke, when it was the red sand or whatever, and then Luke fought him.
It was beautiful.
That was gorgeous.
Beautiful. Stunning.
And I like Rogue One.
By far, in my opinion.
I like Solo.
Thank you. To me, as I rank them, Rogue One was number 1. Mm-hmm. Empire Strikes Back was number 2. Solo was number 3. People say that was the worst movie. That was great.
Why was it so bad? Why? We found out what his name meant. This is the best thing we've ever... And he met Chewbacca. How are you not freaking out? This is the best movie ever.
Number 4 is Mandalorian.
I haven't seen Mandalorian.
Oh my God!
I know, I don't have Disney Plus.
Stop this podcast right now and watch this show. It is so good.
I know.
It's free, too. Do you have a new phone?
No. I have last year's phone.
11?
10. Oh. My husband has the 11, though. So
it's free with the 11. Oh. My subscription is free.
Don't even tell me that. I'll put it on tonight.
And you got the entire Disney catalog.
I know. No, this is like our future. We just haven't started it yet.
I know.
So I'm a little surprised Avengers won, but maybe not. I really thought Maleficent had a shot, but I really thought Star Wars was going to get it.
Who designed Avengers? Do we know these people?
Charles Wood. I don't know him.
No.
Contemporary film.
Okay.
Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. John Wick. Knives Out. Parasite. And Us.
I just saw Knives Out. I liked Parasite. Who won again? I forgot.
Parasite.
Yeah.
I loved Parasite. But I am a huge fan of that director. When Old Boy came out like 10 years ago, which who didn't direct, but I got really into Korean films.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Holy cow.
And like Symphony for Lady Vengeance and Symphony for Mr. Vengeance. Like, I was way into Korean films for like a year and a half.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I've seen a lot of his work.
I have not.
Mother, I've seen all that.
Okay.
He does good work, and
He did Mother?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
No, not that Mother.
Okay. Creepy Mother. Horror Mother.
Not White Mother.
Okay.
This was a Korean, I believe it was called Mother.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm wrong. So I like that dude. So I was happy to see that film was getting any sort of praise or anything, and I like the film.
It was great. It was great. I'm surprised it swept and did all this like history breaking. I really liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and these are some pretty big legends in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese. I'm so impressed with this little group that could just destroy.
The only thing I said yesterday was, do you know what my prediction is? This is the last time Royal Hollywood is in the room.
Yes.
Meryl, Brad, Scorsese, De Niro, like Elton John, Randy Newman, Richard Richardson. Like, so many greats are in the room right now. And then you're like, oh, Parasite won. Like, oh my God, that's crazy. I don't know. I think people want shit different. I think they just want different shit, and that's what they were voting for.
I loved it. It was really, really good.
I loved it.
It was a thrill. I didn't expect a lot of it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Authentic.
Yes.
And it was like a nice story. poor people, they get a bad rap, right? Like, they just get rained on and flooded out, and then they go crazy and stab people. Like, I just was like,
no, it was so
awkward
good.
Story, but it was great. It was great.
Yeah, Mother. Oh, he wrote Mother. That's what it was.
The scary one?
I had to look it up. Yeah. That Okja, that's on Netflix. Snowpiercer, he did. Oh, he did direct Mother. He did
Snowpiercer, the series?
No, I was right.
Or the movie?
The movie.
Okay.
No, Mother, but it's a Korean one. It's so good. If you've ever seen that, it's good. And one of my all-time favorites is Symphony for Lady Vengeance with Old Boy. The original Old Boy, not the Will Smith one. Okay.
I loved it. It's deserving. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm proud of what it's done for this community. I would have been okay with something else.
But to say that Parasite won for an award for that house, which was spectacular. And those apartments, and then obviously the streets were locations. I'm going to
I was at the DGA Awards, and Judd Apatow hosted, and he said, I'll be honest, I have a bigger house than this. And I have 2 housekeepers. I'm like freaking out. And it's true, it wasn't that big of a house. Like, it wasn't that amazing, but it was still beautiful.
Status.
Yeah.
But does one set deserve an award? Do you know what I mean? It's hard. That's a hard call.
When the
Your peers voted for it, so tell me what you think.
When the set is a character.
Set decorators don't vote in the ADG Awards, by the way.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I know, they should. It's a character, and there's something that when the set can go through time like that and affect behavior like that, then it gets a lot of attention. Yeah. I can see why it was
beautiful.
a focal point. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Or I'd Airbnb it. I wouldn't know if I lived there.
They took it down though. I think it doesn't exist there anymore.
Well, I mean, when they looked in that backyard, I was like, oh yeah, that's total set.
Yeah.
Animated film, I don't know how much I can comment on this, besides I love Toy Story 4. Abominable, Frozen 2, How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, The Lion King, and Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4 was well-deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lion King, though, was...
But how did that... Is that really animated? I thought that was live action.
It's a weird razor edge here of walking, like... VFX versus animation. We don't know what this is.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
What's the difference?
Well, you categorized it as animated film.
I'm not on this board.
Okay.
I just host the red carpet.
They're all good movies. Let's move on. The excellence in production design for television. Here we go. 1 hour period or fantasy. This is tough. I'm going to say this right now.
Okay.
A series of unfortunate events. I love that show. The design of it is like Bill Welsh.
I can't believe it's still on. I'm just going to talk from the general public.
No, it only did 4 seasons. It's done.
Okay. I feel like it's been on forever, but it was a movie and now it's a series. And what is this thing? It's like it goes on forever.
Every episode is so beautiful. I'm in awe of it. The Crown, another one.
Great.
Completely in love with it.
Did you watch the season?
Yeah.
Loved it.
Loved it.
This was better season than previous seasons.
I just want it to not stop.
Well, and they announced its end.
I
Sad.
know.
I'm sad for you. Season 5, the old lady. But this one was really, really good.
It was very good. Game of Thrones, The Mandalorian, and The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
This was an epic category. I know who won because I was there, and he wins a lot. But
does he win a lot? So Marvelous Miss Maisel wins. So
yes,
he has won for other shows.
Yes.
Oh, what has he won?
Broadway Empire.
Oh, well, that was.
And before that, it was.
I really thought Game of Thrones would win. They built a whole city.
They left
She built
a Starbucks cup.
No. Get over it. No.
Wait, talk to me.
If that is the only thing you were taking away from the production design of Game of Thrones, that's sad.
For everyone who's listening, how could I not mention that right now?
Because you should have been a gentleman.
I was this close to asking it while we were on the red carpet, and then I was like,
oh my God, don't.
We're in suits. This is polite. Let's just move on.
Listen to me.
But how as a production designer do you react to that? That's clearly not your job. We all know this. She's not there.
She can't watch every daily. She can't watch every angle of every daily.
She's not responsible. I'm not saying she's responsible, but how do you feel about that? What's her reaction to that? That's the kind of core issue I want to know.
I have an invitation out to her for the podcast. I'll ask her.
You have to.
No,
get into it.
I would. I really would. Because I would say, would you ever hire that guy again? And I'm sure she would say yes. Because I'm sure the 2
I'm shrugging
billion,
right now.
The 2 billion scenes that guy did on Game of Thrones, there was one actor that had a coffee cup, and you know how it is.
Who should have been let go is an editor for not painting it out.
Exactly. Absolutely. Amen. Exactly.
But how could she... What does she feel? Like, of course, we always take the blame. We take the blame for everything.
Yeah, you feel embarrassed.
Yeah.
Of like, I did all that work, and that's what you're going to talk about.
That's all they're going to talk about.
That episode that HBO did of the making of like costumes and design and like the producing and Bernie Caulfield doing like production meetings and stuff, like that is such a gigantic show. I can't even believe that they were able to coordinate through continents.
And she's worked on it
since the beginning.
Yeah, many, many, many seasons. Pretty incredible.
So a friend of mine is good friends with her, and I hope I'm telling the story okay. She got hired, and they said basically, like, we're taking a chance on you. Like, we think you can do this. This is going to be great. And obviously...
well, that's good.
The impact and tremendous amount of design that she got to do and how successful it all is, the sets are characters.
Yeah.
So now, I mean, you're done Game of Thrones, and...
I did ask her if she was going to be involved in the prequel.
I don't think so, right?
She said she couldn't say.
Oh.
Hot dish.
I thought they canceled that.
Isn't there something...
I thought HBO canceled it.
Truth be told, I didn't watch the series.
Oh my God!
I watched the last episode.
You watched the last episode,
which I thought was great. Wrapped it up real fast. Totally understood.
What's wrong with you?
All the 7 kingdoms got together and they thought this is the end, and it was like, wow, I didn't have to watch any of this.
No,
but it was great. I got all the best VFX.
No,
all the story wrapped up.
I'm really disappointed in you.
John just walked to the top of those stairs.
You're not even allowed to talk about it.
She died.
You're not allowed to talk about it. You didn't go through. I watched it twice. I watched the whole series twice. We revved up. We were like, oh, let's just watch the pilot again and see. Like, before this final season starts, let's just watch the pilot. And then so much happens in the pilot.
That's aggressive.
That we were like, oh, wait, let's just watch the second episode. Okay. And then we were like, yeah.
Are you serious?
Every night we'd be like,
Are you serious?
Yeah, we watched the series again. It's not that long. It was like 6. Come on.
Yeah, I know. You can get through stuff. On a good Saturday or Sunday, you can whip through something.
You watch 2 episodes for the baby wakes up? That's a day. Like, that was a win.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? It was like that time of like, like baby coma of like, yeah, I can focus on. I watched it all. We both watched it all. It was just like, you could drift in and out of it. It was fine. It was great.
You make me want to have babies.
Have babies are the best.
And just watch Game of Thrones. What is his name from Marvelous Miss Maisel?
Oh, so Marvelous Miss Maisel won. Bill Groom.
Bill Groom.
Now listen, I have watched, I didn't watch Mandalorian, so there's the one, but I love Miss Maisel, and I am in all of their sets.
They're spectacular. It's like you're really there.
I just kind of thought Game of Thrones was going to take it because of the last season. And The Crown, I think, is just above and beyond, really.
Bill Groom's body of work is Boardwalk Empire. He's nominated many times and won. Vinyl. Eat, Pray, Love with Ryan Murphy.
The series? There's a series?
No, the movie.
Oh, the movie.
Milk, the movie.
Oh, well. So he's slumming it on.
I know. So he's a big deal, and yeah, he's won a lot of things. I interviewed him. He's a nice guy. He's won a lot of stuff.
I don't begrudge anyone of a win.
They do a really great job on that show.
I think it's just passion of like what you really think is like. I just thought Game of Thrones like it's an error. I don't know.
I thought Mandalorian was innovative. I thought it was state of the art. I mean, it was all sort of like green screen, motion capture.
That's
it's beautiful.
why I think this is the hardest category right here.
Yeah,
you have The Crown to Mandalorian to Game of Thrones. Like this is like
the best of the best.
You're spanning. Like everyone in there is a winner. To be honest, like if that's a cat, like everyone there. And Series of Fortunate Events. I love the wallpaper. I love the detail of like the pens. Like I just love that show. I just think it's so well detailed. It's a hard award show. It is.
I know.
Okay. Well, let's go on. 1 hour contemporary single camera. Big Little Lies, The Boys, Euphoria, Handmaid's Tale, and Umbrella Academy. I saw Big Little Lies and Handmaid's Tale.
I saw the Umbrella Academy, Handmaid's Tale, Big Little Lies, of course. What's The Boys again? Oh, The Boys. That's Dave Blass's.
Yes.
Yeah, on Amazon. I saw that. What was the other one?
Euphoria.
I missed Euphoria, but everybody talks about it.
Everybody talks about it like, don't watch it if you ever want to have kids.
Oh, yeah, because they're teenagers.
Teenagers doing drugs and shit. And it's like, okay.
Big Little Lies is great. And what they do to make LA look like Northern California is beautiful.
Yes, they achieve it beautifully.
Yep. And it's big stars. It's a great story.
I liked the first season better. But
yes.
I mean, the design of it is what it is. But
I fell off on the second season.
Story-wise, the first season I thought was better.
I really liked The Boys. I thought that was really deserving. I got to be honest with you. I think Dave Blass worked really, really hard, and his work is posted all on his Instagram, but it's really well done. It's really well thought through, and it's like really fantastical. I thought he did a nice job with that. I was surprised he didn't win.
I've only seen previews of it. I haven't seen it. It's just
Who won?
Umbrella Academy. Mark Worthington.
Copy that.
I didn't see that, so I can't really comment.
I watched it. It was good.
I only saw the previews.
I mean, its really pacing kind of was like a little bizarre. It was well done. It was really well designed. I mean, Mark always does nice work.
Yeah. Mark's creative.
Yeah.
All right. Television movie or limited series. Black Mirror, Catch-22, Chernobyl, Deadwood, Fosse Verdon.
I loved Fosse Verdon. Verdon,
I could watch right now.
It was so good. I'm so glad we watched the same stuff. Chernobyl
was so depressing. I couldn't get through it. I had to struggle to get... It was just I watched it all.
Yeah.
No, I watched it all, but it was so depressing and so sad.
It was so sad. I couldn't believe it was such a tragedy. I couldn't believe it. It just was... It was so dramatic and so heavy that it became a punchline in jokes while you were talking, where you were like, oh my God, it's like Chernobyl. It was like so brutal.
Deadwood, I loved because I loved Deadwood, and I was just so happy to see it all come together again, and so in all that it came together.
Missed the series, missed this.
Loved it. Black Mirror, I love Black Mirror.
Me too.
I think it's so innovative. I talked with Annie Bouchamp.
Yep, me too.
So cute.
Yes, they're great.
So cute. And such a good episode.
And they only did this one.
Yeah. Well, it's different teams almost for every single episode, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I asked what was the common denominator across the board, like what links Black Mirror's brand together, and she just mentioned the writer, and I was like, that's impressive, but I want to know, what is it?
Listen, they went all over the world to like scout for this. They were gonna do it maybe in Cape Town. Oh. And then they ended up in South America.
Wow.
Brazil, I think. Oh, listen, we're 2 bottles in. I'm lucky I'm remembering any of this right now.
Yeah.
I think it was Brazil. But no, she was super nice and so passionate.
Yeah.
She was really sweet. And so I said to her, "Hey, we'll meet up at the ATG." Where's blah, blah, blah. Couldn't find her. And then getting out of an elevator, her agent I know from like a producer, and she was like, "Oh, this is Annie. This is Kim." Like, met coming in and out of the elevator. So I only got to talk to her for a minute, and I didn't get a picture. I'm so pissed.
Who won?
Chernobyl.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it was incredible. Fosse Verdon was so good. Please watch it. It's so good. Everybody.
It was so good.
Yeah.
I talked to the set decorator. She was making tomato, like, she was like, yeah, I thought that they would have, spaghetti and like tomato sauce at night. So we put tomato sauce in the pot. Like, she was in deep, Lydia Marks. Yeah. She was in deep with this, and just amazing detail on the sets.
That was a riveting show.
Half-hour single camera, Barry, Fleabag, Glow, The Good Place, and Russian Doll.
Okay. Let's get into this right now.
Look, I don't think we have to edit this. No.
I actually thought Barry and Fleabag were a big contender in this category. I was surprised by the winner. Yes. Yeah. Fleabag has been sweeping everything.
No, I agree. I said to Ian Phillips and Adam Rao, my production designer and art director, be ready to lose to a bathroom door.
Because you watched cinematography.
Yeah.
Where did you see that announcement?
No. That was during the Emmys.
Okay.
This is 6 months later for Good Place. When they announced it at the Emmys that the cinematography Russian Doll won, I thought, oh, we're not going to win. For the ADGs, I thought we had a better shot because it's quirky.
Yeah.
It's different than everything else in the category, and it's the last season.
Yeah.
That sort of plays in your favor sometimes. Yeah. But I was not surprised that Russian Doll won.
Really?
So, yeah. No. Glow won, I think,
Glow's
last
won
year.
before.
Yeah.
Once or twice.
Yeah. They had a whole casino redesign this season. I think every season is different for them in period.
They do a great job.
That's one thing, that it's not divided up by period or fantasy or contemporary. It's half hour and hour and multicam. That's how the ADGs are divided up.
Same thing with the Emmys.
Yeah.
Half hour, an hour.
I don't know. We don't need to. Well, let's move on.
Oh.
Don't pull the Band-Aid. All
really?
right, multicam.
Are you happy for Russian Doll? Do you know them?
No, I don't know them.
Oh. I mean, this is one of the beauties of this podcast. I can imagine people want to listen for this commentary.
For this reason, I think everyone works really hard, and it's hard to lose. And I've talked about, like, you have hope up until the second it's not your name.
Oh, honey, I know.
You know it. No, you know it. You've been there.
I know
You've been there
what
many
it's
times.
like.
So that's it. You have hope, and there's something rationalizing in your brain. They like me. They really like me.
You just feel that.
Go for it. And then they don't say your name, and you're like, motherfucker. Like, a bathroom door. And you go dark a little bit, but you go to work the next day, and you think, look, they got to go to work the next day. I won an Emmy. I didn't get a pay raise. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It matters
you were
to
there.
me. It matters in my heart. It matters in a lot of facets in my world. But I went to work the next day.
Being nominated is very special. And you do feel really lucky to be nominated. But
because you haven't lost yet.
The journey of being nominated is such that you go through such a roller coaster of praise and excitement and parties and free food and free booze,
dresses
and family is
makeup,
dresses, makeup,
hair,
limos, excitement. Yes. So much so when you're on your 12th time being nominated, you're like, it's okay. I'm just excited. It's like
you and Anne Shea have like that many nominations.
You're just like this is just. Honestly, it's just so nice to be nominated, and I'm here. This is like a really great date night for me and my man.
No, it is.
And there is that build-up from everyone else that you feel as a wave during the event. And then you're sitting there and your time is there. You're ready. They announce it and you don't get it. And the person who does gets up to the stage. You don't understand or hear anything that they say.
So blurry.
You're just crashing down for a minute. You're super happy for them, but at the same time,
then
you're sort
like,
of...
am I on camera? Because I want to just say what the fuck, but I can't.
But I can't, and I'm smiling, and your partner is squeezing your hand, and you're fine, and that's that. You calm down for a minute, and then you realize everyone else in the room is also lost.
Yeah.
The winners don't come back to the table.
No, you're gone for like an hour.
They're gone. They're drinking. They're taking a photo.
There's more losers in the room than winners.
It's all losers in the room.
We actually could take over.
It's only losers in the room.
We could rally and just take those awards
If everybody
away.
just flipped over their table and just demanded another bottle of wine.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really humbling experience.
It is. Multi-camera series, Big Bang Theory, Vegas Baby, remember... Oh, I'm reading that. Sorry. Multi-camera series, Big Bang Theory, The Cool Kids, Family Reunion, No Good Nick, and Will and Grace. So this is multi-cam, so they're like in front of a studio audience and...
I have a small issue with this category. Now we're...
Because...
2 bottles of wine in.
Yes.
And this
Did
is
they get their own category?
This is an
What do you mean?
This is an
that
unfiltered
Because I'm
podcast.
really curious at this point. Oh.
Wait, no.
That was a dumb one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I got really disappointed the wine was gone for a second, but
on the submission sheet they said if we do not get more than 14 entries, this category will be void.
Oh my god.
And I thought, well, that should tell us something. That this is a very weak category.
But it ebbs and flows. And we know that from the Academy. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, there was more multicam than there was single camera. Before The Office, it ebbs and flows.
This one...
I don't know if it's ever going to go back, but it ebbs and flows.
This one just ebbs. This is just ebb. It's just ebb. Yeah. And this one exists for certain reasons in this awards program. So I said, okay, great. Some of my shows in variety, event, award, special, anything that doesn't mean anything to anybody else, category that we're going to read through next.
Right.
I was like, well, I'll just put a couple of mine in this category because they're multi-camera.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Kelly Clarkson's show is a multi-camera show. It's also scripted, right? She interviews.
That's
we
true.
have a little beat sheet. Like, it's fine.
If you're in the criteria, you should submit.
I did.
With that.
They moved it over to Variety, whatever it is. So there were probably 8 more submissions out of this list.
Listen, all I know is
out of each other one that has like 50 to 60.
I know, we know there's like 80 submissions in one.
It's crazy.
But do you remember, like maybe 8-10 years ago at the Emmys, they announced at the beginning of the Creative Emmys, oh, and by the way, multicam will not be given tonight. There weren't enough votes. And the people were already there. They had already spent that money to go there. Everyone was like under the assumption someone could win.
It's so sad.
And the Emmys just was like, oh yeah, not enough people voted. We're not giving it out. That was dick.
It was awful.
So don't do that to them.
Well, everybody voted. Somebody's going to win.
So what are you saying? Multicam should go in with Variety?
Yeah.
So then if you're saying that, then do out of the 5
However
nominees...
the council wants to organize it out.
Okay, but out of the 5 nominees, then do you have to save at least 1 to 2 spots for multicam?
I know that's what the Television Academy does.
Yes.
However the Art Directors Guild wants to govern, sounds good to me. However, it seems like it's a misplaced category where other categories are a little heavier.
I don't know, because Big Bang Theory has a hell of a big audience. So I don't know how you discount that as a genre.
Against who, though?
Well...
Like, are we totaling viewers?
Yeah.
So should we total all the viewers versus them? And other categories, too? So all the single camera viewers versus that doesn't. No, Kim.
I don't know.
Kim.
You're phasing out multi-camera, and I feel
I'm
bad.
not phasing them out. I just feel as if it's probably not as relevant as a... You know what? I'm going to say it, damn it. It's probably not as relevant as a medium in television as some of these other ones are, like single camera, half hour, or variety reality, whatever it is. Like, can we find another place for it? It's not going to die. Opera didn't die.
No.
Like...
But in the Academy, there is a rule that if for half hour, that 1 or 2, it should be 2. We voted 2. But 1 is usually saved for multicam.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And don't think that I don't think about that.
Of course, it should be. Saved.
But as, like, someone who's in single cam, like, oh, well, that's a spot given up. But I still voted for it because I still think that it's a genre that should be...
It's great.
Acknowledged.
Yes. Yes.
I think
I'm not trying to kill old Yeller here.
No. I think multicam should go in with variety.
Fine. Sounds good.
But that
somebody give me a decision here without taking up my space.
But then I think it has to have like at least 1, if not 2, and go to 6. Go to 6 nominees.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sounds great.
There's room for everyone.
Variety is a disaster.
Why are we confined to 5? This is stupid.
Well, I can't wait till we get to variety category. It's all over the place.
All right, well, we're short form or web series, music video commercial. Apple, Ariana Grande, MedMen, Portal for Facebook, and Taylor Swift.
I was there. I read the category name. I never saw a single one.
Oh, you gave this away.
I gave this away.
Oh, my God.
And when we watched the clips, I was like, I whispered in Deirdre's ear, I was like, MedMen's going to win. And sure enough.
Everybody voted for weed.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, move on.
These are the times.
Variety, reality, or event special. Drunk History, 91st Oscars, Rent, Saturday Night Live, Taylor Swift, Reputation Stadium Tour.
Okay, I just want to take this back.
Drunk History is not even...
I just want to repeat the nominees.
Drunk
Taylor
History should
Swift
be in a different category.
Taylor Swift Reputation Tour.
How is that? Was that filmed?
The Oscars, Rent, Live,
and Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live, and then Comedy Central's Drunk History.
Yeah.
Drunk History won.
I just think it's an odd category because you don't have the specificity.
Thank you. It's an odd category
that we have in the Academy. This is like a free for all here.
It's a grab bag.
Yeah.
It's actually disrespectful.
Rent is completely different.
It's borderline disrespectful in terms
from
of
the Oscars.
Will and Grace and Big Bang Theory. They deserve a nomination. Oh, and then there's these other people.
Right.
It's like
that's a hard category.
Well, all right, fine.
So let's just conclude with our ADG awards for a second. You did a phenomenal job on the red carpet interviewing. And I forget your chick's friend.
One of my dearest friends, Deirdre Friel, is Ella on New Amsterdam. Nice. She's my co-host.
Now, if Ella ever gets sick, I am available.
That'd be really fun.
I think, I would love it. I think this was a really good year.
Yeah?
I think, mostly because...
We had some great winners.
But this year's Lifetime Achievements were Chuck Lorre,
yes.
Sid Mead, who is a visual futurist who
has
deserves...
passed.
Yeah, every award there is.
Yes.
This guy, from Star Trek to Aliens to Blade Runner, his drawings and concept drawings were amazing.
Yes.
And has influenced, I think, car design of today.
Yes.
Like, super influential in the life that we lead today.
Yes.
So I give that all to him. There were then, 5 or 6 other Lifetime Achievement Awards to Jill Alves, Greg Nicotero, Jim Fiorti, Dennis Olsen, Stephen Miles Berger, Norm Newberry, Jack Johnson, and Bill Welsh.
Well, that's just it. And I had the pleasure of meeting a lot of them on the carpet, and they all have such incredible stories. I mean, I forget which one.
They were quick.
Which one was telling me about how he created the Jaws shark.
Oh, yeah.
And how Steven Spielberg was rushing him and he didn't have enough money.
Little dude. He was like all of like 5'2".
And he was sort of
the best speech.
Best stories, best speech.
Yeah.
And it sort of needs to be its own show.
Yeah.
Where like, I'm just talking to you at home.
It's sort of like, hey, if you care about this, we did an hour with him.
ADG Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Not ADG Awards. We ran out of the one bottle of wine you gave us at the table.
Yeah.
And now we're grumpy. And now we're sitting through this.
Well, it's just, I thought this year actually the Achievement Award people were concise and did well.
Oh, yeah?
I actually thought that moved along decently quick. Getting people to the stage is always a little bit like cumbersome, and then these like speeches in between I think are unneeded. If you care enough about this guild and the awards, just say, we are so thankful you are here. We love that you voted. I hope you saw everything. Everyone deserves everything. Thank you.
Are the set decorators invited to the stage?
Yes.
They get certificates?
We get a certificate. We don't get
for
an
nomination.
Award. Yes.
Do you get a trophy if you win?
No. And
you
I
don't
think
vote.
I think that's a huge mistake.
Agreed.
And I think it's a mistake you don't give one to the art director. You only give one to the production designer.
Somebody gets a plaque, though. The art directors get a plaque?
I don't know. You can. I don't know. I don't know about
sure.
That.
I don't know.
I think it's certificate.
Never got it.
I think it's just a certificate the art director gets. I think. I'm like 60% sure.
Wow.
But yeah.
Well, they're expensive trophies. They are tough little guys to get.
Come on.
I don't know.
Sip for you, sip for me. We're finishing this up. Thank you so much for this recap of awards season.
Oh my god, I hope I was decent. Jeez Louise, I've had 2 bottles of wine with you. The amount of cheese you would have at like the entire holiday season.
This is how I entice people to get on this podcast. Like, I have wine and cheese, and as soon as the babies go to bed, we can talk.
All of December's amount of cheese I've devoured.
It was good, though.
I completely ignored all production emails.
Well, it's not like you're going to answer
great.
them.
They're going to be fine.
I think I gotta limit these interviews to 1 bottle. I think that might be my next step. In this next episode, we do talk about his design process for the different types of reality shows that he designs, how he got into this type of design, and does he really know who is under that mask? And you will be surprised about that combo because it's pretty funny. So I hope you got an earful. I'm Kim Wanup for Decorating Pages. Decorating Pages is sponsored by Stogie Floaty. Float 'em if you got 'em. Luxury pool floats. Check out stogiefloaty.com.